Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of the Ask Ryu show. I've been doing these for, I guess, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now. I've actually stayed consistent with doing them, which is good. My schedule the past couple weeks has been a little bit strange because there was the iBuyPower Cup, there was the RGN Cup, then there was IEM. So I've been spending a lot of time watching, not as much time as I'd like playing. But if you guys have been watching on the stream, you'll notice that I've stopped solo queuing pugs. Very, very minimal pickup games now, and I've been trying to organize a lot more 10-mans, which has been really helpful, kind of keeping the stream dream alive. And yeah, feeling good. Start of the week. Only a couple of questions that I've got to answer today, and I'm going to jump into them real quick. This is a question that came in from the ESEA forums, post 77 from Fu in my AMA thread. He asked, which one player would you want to see unbanned and one player that you want to see banned, and what are the reasons behind each? Um, I think if I had to pick one player to unban, it would probably be AZK. And I think people are going to think that that's weird. I didn't immediately go for like Swag. Um, I don't know Swag as well as I know Kevin or AZK. You know, he was our coach for part of the previous season. Played with him quite a bit, and I think he is an amazing player, super consistent. I think he would help a ton with a lot of America's issues because of the role that he plays as kind of a super, super strong and consistent support player. Um, he is fun to watch, smart. Like I said, just super consistent. I think if you've watched my stream, you've heard me call him North America's Crims. There's not a lot of like flashy 1v5 no scope type of plays, but the plays that he does make when it's his time to, kind of anchor a site or make a play, he seems to come up huge in a very, very under the radar kind of way. So he would be the player I'd like to see unbanned, and I'm hopeful that we see that actually take place in January. The player I would like to see banned is probably Vez, V-E-Z. He's been caught cheating on ESEA twice, and I just don't think there's a place in the community for people like that. That you get caught cheating once, you serve your sentence. That's the way it goes, and then you get caught cheating again. I think you should just throw away the key. And I guess that brings me to a point. You didn't ask this, but I'm going to answer it anyway. The ruling, I think, is kind of strange. The rules are if you throw a match after iBuyPower, you get a 1-year ban. If you're iBuyPower, you get an indefinite ban. If you've thrown since then, it's a 1-year ban. If you get caught cheating on ESEA, ESL, or CEVO, it's a 1-year ban. But if you get caught by Valve, it's indefinite and you're not allowed to compete in any Valve events or any of the pro leagues. So it doesn't make sense. Like if the ESCA client is amazing, excuse me, as is the claim, and it catches somebody cheating twice, you'd think that they would not be allowed to play anymore ever, but they can. So I think that's weird. So anyway, to answer the question, I would like to see AZK unbanned with Swag as a close second, and the one player I would like to see banned is Vez because he's been caught cheating twice, and I just don't feel like he belongs in the community. So appreciate that question, Fu. Again, that came in from the AMA thread on ESCA. This question came in from Twitter. I actually get this question a lot, and I struggle to answer it. The question being, and it actually came in from Daniel Oglesby, Spy Guy PC, and then it came in from a couple others as well. So I'm just going to go with the one that was most recent. How do you deal with tilt or not? How do you avoid tilting? How do you kind of recover from tilting in matches, pickup games, or whatever? And this one is a little bit difficult for me to answer only because I don't tilt. So I don't ever have to hold my breath and count to 10 and rub my ears and say woosah or anything to bring myself kind of back to a focused place. So I'm not sure the best way I would do that. I mean, I tend to approach things pretty logically and pretty pragmatically. So if there's something a teammate did wrong, I would usually question them, even if I was like a little heated about it, and then try to understand what they're saying. I'll try to put myself in their shoes. And a lot of times you need to understand the person answering doesn't have the right answer. So they're going to just make up an excuse or give you a reason, even if it makes no sense whatsoever. I think the more you play, the more situations you'll find that should tilt you. I think you get to a point where you're like, all right, I know exactly what this guy's going to say. He's going to give me the same excuse he did last round. He made the same stupid play. I'm over it. All right, pickup games mean nothing, and I think you need to start realizing right at the very beginning of a pickup game, hey, this doesn't matter. Now in matches, that's when I think more towards what I had just said. You kind of question like, well, why did we do that? Why did he do this? Why is he peeking? Why is he doing whatever? And if you're mad at yourself, you just need to let it go and then deal with it after. Like you really need to take the time that you're in the match to focus on the match. And yeah, sometimes you're going to make mistakes and you'll miss shots. Everybody misses shots. Everybody makes mistakes, but you need to address them after the match. You don't want to sit there and just like beat yourself up and be super hard on yourself if you're the person that tilts you. Now, if somebody else is talking shit, it's very easy. You can just block them, mute them, ignore them, and you don't have to deal with it. And that's a great way, even for pickup games. If you guys have watched how I've been playing a lot of them, I'll do CL mute enemy team because I just don't want to see anything the other team types. And then if my team's trolling or whatever, I'll just do voice enable 0 and just kind of go do my own thing. And by avoiding some of the toxicity, you avoid being put on tilt. If you are somebody that tilts, I'd love it if you could leave a comment on this video or submit another question and explain a little bit of what tilts you. Like, what is it that's tilting you? Is it you beating yourself up because you missed a shot or you made a bad play? Is it somebody on the other team talking shit and getting in your head? I would love it if you could leave me a comment on where exactly the tilt is originating. Appreciate that question, though, Spy Guy. Appreciate that very much, man. And like I said, that's one I get a lot. So hopefully that helps a bunch of people at least understand where my head's at on that issue. King Brut, I think I answered that one already. This question came in from Forever on the ESEA forums. When I retired from Source, who was my favorite Source player to watch and why? And if I watched any Source matches after retiring. So obviously viewership of Source wasn't as easy as it is now, right? Like there's no like super accessible Twitch type streaming platform where I could jump on, casually on a Tuesday night and watch pro level matches. I think some of my favorite players to watch, I really enjoyed watching later. Dazed. I think Dazed was insane, and AZK, like that whole group of players. But if I had to pick one, I might say Devour because I just felt like the dude was insane. A lot of flashy plays, a lot of just like, how is he not dead? Okay, how did he just get a 3K type of moments? Um, and I had met him, seemed like a cool dude. So I think I'll go with Devour. That's my answer on that, and feel pretty good about that answer. I feel like he's a pretty nuts player. Be cool to see if he ever came back. Um, and then this last question came in from Heino on the AMA thread. What reasons do I feel our team won our match against CLG at RGN, lost on Inferno, and then lost on Train? I don't know if those are against Renegades or if there's something else. I feel like we won our game against CLG because we've been rapidly making strides. We're very familiar with how they play that map. We're familiar with what the situation, if put in a situation, what they're probably going to do. Meaning, if we take A and we put smokes down, they're probably just going to run through the smokes and try to kill the planner, for example. They did that to us a ton at Win Out Land, maybe 4 or 5 rounds in a row where we got bombed down and somebody sprinted through smoke to try to kill the planner. I also felt like we were really hitting our shots in that, and we have confidence against that team just because of our familiarity with them. I think if you've looked historically as our team has gone for several seasons now, if we play the same team twice, if we don't win the first time, we usually win the second time, and if not, we're way closer on the second, third, fourth, fifth attempts than we are on the first. So conversely, I think that's part of why we didn't win against Renegades. Now, I think on Inferno, 100% we should have tied that because that was in group play. There should not have been. There's no overtime in group play, and we lost 16-14. We were up on a 4v2. One of our teammates tried to chase some kills, got punished for it, lost a round. On Train, I think we didn't. On our T side, I don't think we set up for some of the executes that we're capable of running on that map. We were given a ton of map control. Like they weren't really pressuring us because they were kind of just like, all right, we'll just let you throw what you have. And I don't feel like we did. We were a little pick heavy. I also think Skylar could have picked up the op, and a double op setup on our CT side would have been really good as well. I think we were down 10-5 at half, and then we ended up 16-12 or 16-13. Um, but I'm not sure which match you're referring to specifically. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of power we can bring to train. When we play train well, usually everyone's hitting their shots, and we've got a couple great executes. So if teams push, um, to prevent us from lining up smokes or prevent us from taking map control or whatever. We take a lot of those challenges and we usually win them. That's a map we tend to play pretty well on. And then if they don't, we've got some really good executes we can fall back on, and we've had a lot of success with those. I think depending again on which match you're talking about, some of our guys weren't really hitting their shots as they had been earlier in the tournament, and that combined with just the way that we called it. I know Mainline was kind of hard on himself for how he called that map. Um, Probably a couple reasons why we didn't win those. Appreciate the question, Hunter. And that's it. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. I will be back to the stream grind. I will probably post this video and then go live immediately after. I'm going to try to get the grind going again this week. Like I said, I've been doing a lot more 10-mans and a lot less pickup games, which has been really helpful just to kind of keep my head in it. And that's it. So this will be up here today. Today is Monday the 23rd. Please, if you guys have any other questions, I think I hit most of the ones I had left in the queue. Please submit the questions. Again, you can email me. You can put them on Twitter with the AskRyu hashtag. You can put them on the ESCA AMA thread. But any questions you guys have, I'm more than happy to answer them. I really enjoy answering them. Keeps me busy. And hopefully I'll see you on episode 5.